Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. All right. Good day and welcome to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange. And this is the show where we actually talk about the news, if you can believe that. It's so rare and non-existent in today's media landscape, including, well, when you turn on the actual news itself. So that's what the show's about. This show's, this show kind of spawned off of the actual Troubled Mind show, which is, of course, is aliens, conspiracy, the paranormal, and all kinds of discussion in between, all over the place, right? A wide-ranging discussion. And so naturally it of course evolved into a partial news show, which of course is less good long-term because you're trying to put up, what they call evergreen content. And if you have like old news in front of every good, show about, I don't know, aliens or something or other, it ends up less good because people are listening to old news before they get to the good stuff. So it made sense to kind of trim out the news and make its own show. So if people wanted to hear the news or some of the things we talked about maybe 6 months ago on the news, you could pull it up and actually check. But if you didn't want to do any of that and just wanted to go straight to the aliens, you could click on the aliens and go straight to the aliens. So that's really kind of what this was about. It was splitting it off. The news segment was becoming way too big on Troubled Minds, so Troubled Minds News is this. And, as we always say, propaganda is hot and heavy these days. And so what we do is we get together and we kind of look at the news, hopefully from outside of that biased propaganda perspective, and just talk about what's really going on in the world. And sometimes we do crap on, the technocrats and a lot of the other brainwash cycle and some of this other stuff. But, that's just rant style. I can rant once in a while. If you want a good rant, turn on last night's show. It's on the podcast feed now. And there was a pretty good rant in there, I think. I think we did some good ranting last night about being called terrorists and how they changed the definition of terrorists. Anyway, so that's what's up. That's what this show's about. And we are live, actually. We're always doing this live. This one streams on Twitch on Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific, and you can join us there, and we're taking your phone calls. And, of course, Discord, so if you want to be part of the show, 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link at troubledminds.org and get in here. If you want any kind of announcements for the show, it goes to Discord first. Always Discord first, because, of course, it's not censored yet, as far as I can tell, unless, you have like a terrorist community, which maybe we're heading towards, because I don't mean it because I'm a terrorist or you're a terrorist. I mean because people don't like the things we talk about. So the easiest way to get rid of us is to simply call us terrorists, which is unfortunate and tragic and hilarious all at the same time. So that's what's up. Join the Discord, troubleminds.org. And if you want to be part of the show, give us a call at 702-957-1037. And what's up, guys? I see you in the chat. Thanks for showing up. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Let's go to msn.com. Let's talk about the news, shall we? Let us begin. All right. This one, check this out. This is from msn.com. one of those fantastic news sources, right? One of those great technocrat news sources. Is the Hubble telescope still working? NASA's iconic spacecraft down for nearly a month. So yeah, this hasn't been getting a ton of news, interestingly, a ton of play. But the Hubble telescope, the famous Hubble telescope, has had issues, and they're hoping to get it fixed, and it may not be fixed. This thing may actually just croak, which is tragic. But here we go. NASA scientists are still trying to get the Hubble telescope back up and running, and engineers are turning to increasingly risky fixes in order to recover the famous spacecraft. Hubble stopped working unexpectedly on June 13th this year when an onboard computer went into safe mode and shut down. Is that the fabled blue screen of death? Yeah, right? Maybe. Engineers are still trying to work out exactly what happened by conducting various tests of the telescope's systems, but so far the exact cause of the issue has remained elusive. Paul Hertz, NASA's director of astrophysics, told Space.com that engineers are turning to what he called riskier troubleshooting methods in order to get the telescope back up and running. At first, he said, the spacecraft's main computer was thought to be the culprit. This theory was ruled out after engineers switched to the backup and found the problem was still there. The experts have since turned their attention to other systems that work with the computer, such as its data and power supplies, but swapping these systems out with backups is challenging. Hertz told Space.com, quote, to swap them out and swap in the redundant components on the other side would require commanding of the spacecraft, which is riskier because if you do something wrong, you'll leave the spacecraft in an undesirable condition. Yeah, undesirable condition. That sounds double plus bad. He described the ongoing efforts to fix Hubble as a bit of a detective exercise, but said NASA was making sure the team had plenty of time to solve the problem rather than rushing them. So yeah, this is the famous Hubble telescope, and sadly and unfortunately, if they can't fix this sucker, it's going to be dead in the water, or as the case may be, dead in space is what this will actually be. And a lot of the astronomy famous photographs we've had have come from the Hubble telescope. It's done a lot for science and for space and the rest of this stuff. For those of you that believe in space, I know there's some a contingent out there that doesn't believe in space and thinks the Earth is flat and there's a dome and all this other stuff. I don't. I think there's space, and I think it's vast, and I think these telescopes are actually, they exist. They're out there doing their thing. Think just in terms of that, by the way, just think of the amount of, so we have a grotesque amount of propaganda as it is. Imagine how much fake stuff forever. You would have to literally rewrite all of history, right? Literally all of history to erase the fact that the Earth is not flat, right? Or like when you have these huge conspiracies like that, there has to be so many people in on it that there would be leaks, right? I mean, you would have NASA people leaking that the Earth is flat. Just saying. I'm just saying. Like, once a conspiracy is too big, it's likely no longer a conspiracy, or doesn't exist at all, right? I mean, just kind of, putting the old noodle to work here. There's no chance that it wouldn't leak if the Earth was flat, right? There's no chance. Like, somebody would leak it. Everything leaks, right? Anyway, just pointing it out. They're nobody can keep a secret anymore, and just an example of why, another reason why I don't believe that's the truth. But anyway, let me get off my flat Earth soapbox and continue. Let's go to sciencealert.com. Sciencealert.com, great site. I actually pulled a few from them today because they've got some pretty good news. What's up, guys? I see you there. How you doing, Dibbers? Here we go. So there's a new review of potential SARS-CoV-2 origins. All right. Remember we were talking about this, the lab leak hypothesis, and suddenly we're allowed to talk about it now because the technocrats and the people that are in the know, in the loop, that tell us what we can and cannot think, the actual thought police, have now said it's okay to talk about the lab leak hypothesis. Well, now we have this. This is from July 9th, which is what, today? Is that today? I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, that's today. July 9th is today. So, as the world passes the harrowing milestone of 4 million COVID-19 deaths and new virus variants wreak chaos in unvaccinated communities, debate continues to rage over the question, whether SARS-CoV-2 leaked from a research facility. Now, a group of scientists, including world-leading virologists and a Nobel laureate, have risen to the challenge with a critical review of the scientific evidence to date, concluding there is currently no proof the virus that causes COVID-19 sprung from a lab. All right. Well, I'm glad they got the experts to tell us, because otherwise, we wouldn't trust them, would they? Wink, wink. Quote, our careful and critical analysis of the currently available data provided no evidence for the idea that SARS-CoV-2 originated in a laboratory, says virologist and lead author Edward Holmes, who before this pandemic worked on the viruses which caused Ebola outbreaks and influenza pandemics. Knowing a lab breach cannot be ruled out completely, the group summarizes the evidence for the natural origins of SARS-CoV-2 and argues that human activities such as, check this out, this is where it gets good, human activities such as deforestation and wildlife trade, quote, have repeatedly put us on a collision course with novel viruses. Weird. So now it wasn't a bat kissed a pangolin and then ate a cobra, or vice versa, the other way around. It's now human activities such as deforestation and the wildlife trade. So are we back to the Wuhan wet market hypothesis? Or anyway, point being, You ask somebody, right? It doesn't matter. Like, these guys are experts, right? I love the experts term. And you could hire anybody that's an expert and pay them enough money, and they'll say whatever the hell you want them to say, right? And that's why we can't trust a damn thing anymore, because these experts are, well, I don't want to call these guys liars directly, but that means the person that's telling the truth in a sea of lies, we'll never know it, will we? You'll never find out the truth, because they've hidden it among a batch of lies, and so that's the world we live in. But in any case, so here we go back to this. Now they're saying that there's no evidence to suggest that the coronavirus COVID-19 leaked from a lab. Doesn't that make you guys feel better? I mean, no evidence, and the experts are now saying back to the original. So now maybe if this becomes the prevailing narrative, maybe it's going to be racist again to suggest that the actual thing leaked from a lab, right? So we'll see how the media pivots, and if Facebook starts banning people and things like this, because that's what's going on, and it's gross and disgusting. Anyway, as we continue trucking here, we are live. If you want to be part of the show, 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. Taking your phone calls if you have comments on any of this stuff. If you're a epidemiologist or an expert, a geneticist, I'd love to talk to you about this, and maybe you've sequenced or looked at the sequencing of the SARS-CoV-2 genome, and maybe you can chime in. You never know who's listening out there. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link and join the show. All right, let's go. Let's hear a word from our sponsor, which is you. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. All right, let's get going with more news. Here we go. This is from phys.org, and I thought this was pretty fascinating. Match Matters is the headline. The right combination of parents can turn a gene off indefinitely. Indefinitely. Weird, right? I was like, what? Really? Is this the way this works? Here we go. Evidence suggests what happens in one generation, diet, toxin exposure, trauma, fear, can have lasting effects on future generations. Scientists believe these effects result from epigenetic changes that occur in response to the environment and turn genes on or off without altering the genome or DNA sequence. Remember we've talked about this, about how it seems like, dogs know how to be a dog, even if dogs don't teach them how to be dogs. They just know how to be dogs. And, right, there's just something weird with our genetic structure that there's some innate knowledge we're born with, even though, right, there's that whole nature nurture bit where we are actually born with some of this, innate, whatever it happens to be, behavioral, predispositions or whatever these things happen to be. Okay. But notably and interestingly, diet, toxin exposure, trauma, and fear can have lasting effects on future generations. Now this continues. But how these changes are passed down through generations has not been understood, in part because scientists have not had a simple way to study the phenomenon. A new study by researchers at the University of Maryland provides a potential tool for unraveling the mystery of how experiences can cause inheritable changes to an animal's biology. By mating nematode worms, they produced permanent epigenetic changes that lasted for more than 300 generations. The research was published on July 9th, 2021, which of course is today, in the journal Nature Communications. Quote, "There's a lot of interest in heritable epigenetics," said Anthony Jose, Associate Professor of Cell Biology and Molecular Genetics at UMD and senior author of the study. He continues, "But getting clear answers is difficult. For instance, if I'm on some diet today, how does that affect my children and grandchildren and so on? No one knows because so many different variables are involved. But we found this very simple method through mating to turn off a single gene for multiple generations. And that gives us a huge opportunity to study how these stable epigenetic changes occur." Right? What the hell is this? This is kind of cool. This is one of those things that's a little bit strange and whatever's going on. If like I said, epigenetics is fascinating to me. And like I said, as we're born with these innate traits or predispositions to do this or do that or the other thing, we're talking about, in particular, without changing the actual DNA structure, that these genes can possibly be turned on and turned off for just a particular trait for 300 generations they found in these nematode worms. So, yeah, right? It always made me wonder. Like they've said that... for instance, right, it's been noted that like in times of particular famine or whatever, babies and things like this, and people don't grow as large, type of thing, right? So let's say that you're in a state of starvation for a lot of time, and then you reproduce, and the baby as a result becomes smaller to actually not have to have as much nutrients to move the big body around. And this is the type of stuff, right? So it's like even though it seems obvious, it may not be in a lot of cases how this stuff kind of shakes out. And if they could turn off something like that for like 300 generations and, make kind of humans just smaller and smaller type of thing, this is, again, confusing. And I probably even botched the explanation on that. But hey, you'll forgive me. I'm not a scientist. I'm just an a-hole on the internet with a microphone, as you already know. But okay, let's keep on trucking. Weird stuff here. What's up, guys? I see you in the chat. Thanks for showing up. Now, here's another one, right? We keep talking about this methane on Mars and all the rest of this stuff. This is from universetoday.com. And like I said, I like to do space news because, number one, it's a science, and number two, it's a little bit expands your mind and you think about some things you might not think about. And number three, space news is particularly hard to use as propaganda at this point. So without a colony on Mars, it ain't happening yet. But anyway, so back to some space news. So we've talked about methane on Mars and how they believe that it's possibly a like an actual byproduct of life, right? Whether it's microbial or something else, they think maybe underground life of who knows. I'm not going to say like space dinosaurs. Well, I just said it, didn't I? But let's say space dinosaurs are living underground on Mars, and kind of like they say about the cows farting on Earth, methane would be a byproduct of space dinosaurs on Mars, which of course is not a thing, well, as far as I'm aware. But anyway, just as an example. But this in particular now we're not talking about Mars in this article. Now this is pretty cool. Cassini saw methane in Enceladus's plumes. Enceladus, of course. Scientists don't know how it could be there without life, which Enceladus, of course, is the moon of Saturn. And here we go. Even though the Cassini mission at Saturn ended nearly 4 years ago, data from the spacecraft still keeps scientists busy. And the latest research using Cassini's wealth of data might be the most enticing yet. Researchers say they've detected methane in the plumes of Saturn's icy moon Enceladus. The process for how the methane is produced is not known at this time, but the study suggests that the surprisingly large amount of methane found are likely coming from activity at hydrothermal vents present on Enceladus's interior seafloor. These vents could be very similar to those found in Earth's oceans, where microorganisms live, feed on the energy from the vents, and produce methane in a process called methanogenesis. Quote, "We are not concluding that life exists in Enceladus's ocean," said Regis Ferreri, an associate professor at the University of Arizona and one of the study's two lead authors. He continues, "Rather, we wanted to understand how likely it would be that Enceladus's hydrothermal vents could be habitable to Earth-like microorganisms. Very likely, the Cassini data tell us according to our models." Now, as we know, and as we've talked about, we have these things on Earth, don't we? These actual extremophiles, they're called, and that live at these bottoms of the oceans or volcanoes or things like this, and they hang out near at the bottom of the ocean. They say the pressure and it's too cold and there's no light, but then you get these extremophiles hanging out near these hydrothermal vents, and they've carved out their own ecosystem way the frick down there at the bottom of the damn ocean, where they say there shouldn't be any life at all. And so as a result, it stand to reason that at the bottom of the ocean on Enceladus there may be these hydrothermal vents and extremophiles. But of course they would be aliens, wouldn't they? They wouldn't be Earth extremophiles, they would be aliens. And so here we go with another detection of what would you call it, a gas that suggests life. So there's a couple ways they think that methane happens. Number one, and the main one they believe, is it comes from life forms as a excretion of sorts, right? Pull my finger type of thing. But in other cases, they think it also happens, or they know it happens in geological water type situations where you get the right mix of chemicals and water, and it creates methane as well. So who knows? Enceladus is one of those places that's long been kind of suspected of possibly harboring life of some sort, right? And the big oceans and the whole deal. So there we go. Actually, methane in the plumes of Enceladus. So yeah, so it's funny that we're looking all over the cosmos for life, and it may be here on Mars, and it may be right here on the actual moon of Saturn. So good stuff, and hopefully in our lifetime we'll get a rover up there, like a submarine type thing, and just drop it in the alien ocean. How amazing would that be? Send us data back from the the Martian, or not Martian, the moon of Saturn, the ocean. That'd be so cool. Anyway, let's continue. SciTech Daily reports this. Now I didn't know this was a thing, right? I thought we were supposed to believe that this wasn't a thing, but apparently this is a thing. So NASA space lasers, right? Kind of like laser beams on sharks, discover new lakes under Antarctic ice. Okay, all right, NASA space lasers, nice. From above, the Antarctic ice sheet might look like a calm perpetual ice blanket, blah blah. Anyway, now with the most advanced Earth observing laser instrument NASA has ever flown in space, scientists have improved their maps of these hidden lakes under the West Antarctic ice sheet and discovered two more of these active subglacial lakes. The new study provides critical insight for spotting new subglacial lakes from space, as well as for assessing how this hidden plumbing system influences the speed at which ice slips into the Southern Ocean, adding fresh water that may alter its circulation and ecosystems. NASA's Ice Cloud and Elevation Satellite 2, or ICS AT-2, allowed scientists to precisely map these subglacial lakes. All right. Anyway, I thought it was more notable. Cool, fine, subglacial lakes. interesting, fine. I thought it was more interesting that we have this satellite with a sort of a laser beam in space, right? Like I said, we're not supposed to have these things, are we? Right? They're not supposed to exist, like officially or technically. But, well, NASA's using them. And using them for imaging in science, right? So if they're using them for imaging in science, my point is, do you think there's other lasers in space that might not be for imaging or science? Just a thought. All right, let's continue, shall we? Back to sciencealert.com, which again is a fantastic website. What's up, Axel? Probably not a cool laser, but I hope not. Well, maybe it is. I can't tell you. Anyway, here we go. Let's continue. Scientists found a new type of space explosion, 10 times more energetic than a supernova, which I think is pretty amazing. This is another good one, right? So supernovas, again, were supposed to be the most violent explosions in the universe as far as we're aware. But, well, now, check this out. Until recently, it was thought neutron star mergers were the only way heavy elements, heavier than zinc, could be produced. These mergers involve the mashup of the remnants of two massive stars in a binary system. But we know heavy elements were first produced not long after the Big Bang, when the universe was really young. Back then, when not enough time had passed for neutron star mergers to have even occurred. Thus, another source was needed to explain the presence of early heavy elements in the Milky Way. So the discovery of an ancient star, SMSS J2003-1142, in Milky Way's halo, which is the roughly spherical region that surrounds the galaxy, is providing the first evidence for another source for heavy elements, including uranium and possibly gold. Yeah, gold. Did somebody say gold? Yeah. In our research published in Nature, we showed the heavy elements detected in this ancient star were likely produced not by a neutron star merger, but through the collapse and explosion of a rapidly spinning star with a strong magnetic field and a mass about 25 times that of the sun. We called this explosion event a magnetorotational hypernova. Okay, I'm going to need some help from Microsoft Mike, because that's a big-ass word. Let's find out how to actually say this.
We call this explosion event a magnetorotational hypernova.
That's what I said. Magnetorotational hypernova. Isn't that totally what I said? Not really. But okay, that's why I have help. But anyway, this is pretty hot, right? So we're finding things that evidence of things that we had no idea even existed, which, is kind of the point of science and telescopes pointing into space and all the rest of this. And I love it. I love space discoveries. I love space news. And as you guys are aware, that's why we talk about it a lot of times. And like I always tell you, it's difficult to politicize the space news. So here we are. But let's continue, shall we? Let's go to newsciencemag.org. Newsciencemag.org. All right, let's go to... yeah, this is cool. And by cool, let's say 5 degrees Celsius cool. New mirror fabric can cool wearers by nearly 5 degrees Celsius. Yeah, check this out. To make clothing that... okay, let's see. They say this technology, if mass-produced, could help people around the world protect themselves against rising temperatures caused by climate change. Yes! Right? And now we're talking. Now not only are we going to have our tinfoil hats, we're going to have our climate change gear, right? Our outfits, our climate change 5-degree cooler outfits, and maybe our animals will be wearing them too. This will be amazing. This is going to be the hottest thing since Bill Gates wanted to put nanoparticles in the atmosphere to block the sun. It's going to be amazing. Here we go. To make clothing that beats back the sun, fashion designers typically use light-colored fabric, which reflects visible light. But another method reflects the sun's electromagnetic radiation, including ultraviolet and near-infrared radiation. NIR, near-infrared radiation, warms objects that absorb it and slowly cools as they emit it. That cooling process, however, is stymied by our atmosphere. After being emitted from an object, this near-infrared radiation is often absorbed by nearby water molecules heating up the surrounding air. To speed up the cooling process, researchers are turning to mid-infrared radiation, a type of IR with longer wavelengths. Instead of being absorbed by molecules in the surrounding air, MIR energy goes directly into space, cooling both the objects and their surroundings. This technique is known as radiative cooling, and engineers have used it over the past decade to design roofs, plastic films, wood, and ultra-white paints. Human skin, unlike many of the clothes we wear, naturally emits MIR, and in 2017, Stanford University researchers designed a fabric that lets MIR from the body pass directly through it, cooling the wearer by about 3 degrees. So anyway, I think notably, we're saved, guys. We're saved. Soon, we will all be issued our government orange jumpsuit that's made out of this new fabric that will be cooling us by up to 5 degrees Celsius. Can you believe it? That's pretty neat. Why not, right? If we're gonna, go all in on this, Illuminati, NWO type thing, we may as well get our, global warming jumpsuits. I won't go any darker than that. But, this is a good thing, right? We're saved. Now, we don't have to worry about fossil fuels and all the rest of this. We can just, it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, we're saved. Anyway, let's see where we're at time-wise. I think we're good. We are due for a break. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and you guys know how that works. It's going to be faster than you think, and you're going to be like, wow, was that even a break at all? But yes, it was. Yes, indeed. You are listening to Troubled Minds News. I'm Michael Strange. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Troubled Minds News. I'm Michael Strange, and we're talking about the news. What's up? Bailey says, who wants to bet they have a tracking mechanism in there too? Huh, funny. You should mention that. Let's cut to that instead. I was about to do this other article, but it's like you're reading my mind, Bailey. Let's see. Let's go to, where is it? Is it here? No, it's there. There's this one that's very much exactly what you just described. Exactly what you just described. Where is it? Oh, come on. No, not that one. Oh, come on. Is that right? No. Oh, I must not have grabbed it. Okay. Anyway, let's get it. Actually, let's get it. I'm gonna say remind me. No, because if I do that, I'll forget, and I don't want to forget. But it is notable that I almost grabbed that before we started. Hold on. There's an article talking about exactly that. Watch this. One moment, and yeah. So it's only a matter of time before we get our government jumpsuits, and what do? They issue us our global warming orange jumpsuits, and then of course we're going to get. What are we going to get after that? We're getting the tracking that goes into it. God damn it, I can't find the article. Anyway, I'll have to dig it up. And anyway, so there's an article talking about how they're issuing military uniforms now with kind of like a smart tracking embedded. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Anyway, so funny you said that because I was just looking at that before we started here. Anyway, forget it. I can't find it. We're on the clock because everybody's waiting on me to dance to the next one. So let's dance to the next one. This is from MSN.com. Let's go to check it out. Yeah. Can you believe this? Has anybody seen that movie Elysium with what's his name? Matt Damon, right? That guy. And he's like, they have this. The rich people live in space, and all the poor people live on the dirty Earth, the dirty, polluted, disgusting Earth. Yeah, right. Well, check this out. 600 people have reserved $250,000 tickets to fly to space with Virgin Galactic, including celebrities like, Tom Hanks, Leo DiCaprio, Justin Bieber, and Lady Gaga. Yeah, that's right. While Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos claim they aren't in a race to be the first billionaire in space, I'm going to call them not being honest about that. A long list of wealthy people aim to be among the earliest A-listers to travel to the edge of the infinite. Roughly 600 people from 58 countries have reserved tickets worth up to $250,000 to be in the first waves of space tourists, according to company filings. The list is widely believed to include celebrities like Leo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Russell Brand, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Justin Bieber, and Ashton Kutcher. Yep. That guy. The number of actual reservations has held relatively steady since 2014 when Spaceship Two crashed in the Mojave Desert. That'll put a damper on space tourism, won't it? Injuring the pilot and killing the co-pilot. Some ticket holders have been waiting more than 15 years to take their flights, according to Reuters. In February last year, the company rolled out a campaign that pulled in another 1,000 signups, this time for refundable $1,000 deposits toward the price of a full ticket when sales reopened following Branson's flight on Sunday. You first, Branson. You first. You get on this thing. I'm not going to do it till you get back safely, and then we'll consider it, right? The company says it aims to launch as many as 400 flights per year, carrying up to 6 passengers and 2 pilots each, departing from and landing at the Spaceport America home base in New Mexico. Yeah, there it is. Lest you find the $250,000 ticket price a bit steep for just a few minutes of zero gravity, the spaceport offers more than your normal departure lounge amenities. At the Gateway to Space, which opened in 2019, future astronauts will be able to bring their families to rub elbows with pilots and rocket engineers around an Italian marble barista island. Aw, isn't that adorable? Anyway, what the hell? A picture of a dog paw up here on the damn ads. Anyway, Lady Gaga, Leo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Russell Brand, all kinds of people, right? Does that make you excited? You guys stoked to go to space? Yeah, I'm not. Them first. Totally them first. Countdown to the most terrible thing, right? Because, let's see. It's going to be fake. Is it going to be a fake space? A faked Disneyland ride? This is Bailey there. What's up? 40s AM. Shame Giorgio Tsoukalos ain't with them. I'll bet you somebody will spring for his ticket just to get him on the first flight. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, here we go. Back to ScienceAlert.com. Fantastic stuff. And I wanted to point this out because we know, every once in a while I like to take a sip of some, alcohol, the good stuff, not the bad stuff, not the stuff that'll kill you, the stuff that'll give you a little buzz here or there. Check this out. This is from ScienceAlert.com. Visiting comet 46P Wirtanen is abnormally high in alcohol. Yeah, baby, yeah. That's better than sharks with laser beams on their head, right? Yeah. They come, let's see, a comet 46P Wirtanen, which let's find out from Microsoft Mike, because I don't know how to say it. And now we'll know. Here we go. AI, engage.
Comet 46P/Wirtanen, which visited the inner solar system in 2018, takes the martini. According to an analysis of its atmosphere, or coma, it was giving off what scientists have called an abnormally high amount of alcohol.
Yeah. One more over here, bartender. So Wirtanen, just like it looks. And this can tell us, the article continues, and this can tell us some really interesting things about the evolution of the solar system. Yeah, like where's the mini bar? Like, what's going on with this? 46P Wirtanen has one of the highest alcohol to aldehyde ratios measured in any comet to date, said cometary scientist Anil Dello Russo of Johns Hopkins University. This tells us information about how carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen molecules were distributed in the early solar system where Wirtanen formed. This comet is a fairly regular visitor to the inner solar system. It swings around the sun every 5.4 years, occasionally veering so close to Earth that it is visible in the night sky to the naked eye. I wonder if you could get a drink delivered. Yeah. On its most recent visit in December 2018, it came within 11.6 million kilometers of Earth, or 7.2 million miles, around 30 times the average distance between Earth and the Moon. Wow, that doesn't sound like a convenient place to get a drink. But in any case, I thought that was pretty interesting that I didn't know there was alcohol on the in the comets, alcohol content, and this one has an unusually high amount. And James has it right. Space beer. Yeah, baby, space beer. All right, let's keep on trucking. This is from The Guardian, which, of course, as Penny tells me, is probably one of the worst journalist, things in the known universe. But I find this interesting, so we're going to roll with this. This is, quote, "They said I don't exist, but I am here. One woman's battle to prove she isn't dead." Yeah, what? Right? 5 years ago, Jeanne Pouchain was declared dead by a French court. It was news to her and just the beginning of a, what's that say? I don't know that word. See, it's if it's not a scientific word, it's rare that I don't know it, but let's see what this is.
5 years ago, Jeanne Pouchain was declared dead by a French court. It was news to her and just the beginning of a Kafkaesque nightmare.
Kafkaesque nightmare? Anybody know what that is? Is that from like an author or something? Anyway, it's a long story, as many of these Guardian pieces are, so I'm not going to bore you with all the details. But you see what happens, right, in some of these instances where you are declared this or that by the state and or judges or whatever's, and even though it's like, can you imagine? You're like, no, I don't think you understand, Mr. Clerk of the Court, or Mrs. Clerk of the Court, or whatever. I'm that person. I'm the one that's not dead. I'm not dead. See, I'm right here. I'm waving my hands around, acting like a fool. Can we just correct this, And they're like, we're going to need to see some paperwork with that. And you're like, I'm standing right here. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Anyway, like more horrific stories of this type of thing that goes on, and like I said, I'm not going to get into the actual specifics of this because it's a long story. I encourage you to read it if you like a Kafkaesque. Thanks, Quint. Appreciate that, Robert. Kafkaesque. There you go. Now I know. And again, anybody know what it means? Should I look it up? I have no idea what it means. Let's look it up, because why the hell not? What does it mean? All right, let's go to the Merriam-Webster. Kafkaesque is an adjective, and let's see, of relating to or suggestive of Franz Kafka or his writings. All right, I figured it was something like that, but I'd never heard the term used in, Anyway, now we know. All right, and no one's half the battle, right? G.I. Joe. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Franz Kafka, referring to his famous story, The Trial. Thank you. Kafkaesque. I think I made it a little harder than it looked because it was a big, nasty word I've never seen. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? We're going to keep on trucking it. TechnologyReview.com. Now, check this out. Now, this one's pretty hot. In case anybody wants to downsize any, of your favorite radio hosts, well, maybe you can just become one yourself by typing whatever you want to say. Yeah, AI voice actors sound more human than ever, and they're ready for hire. That's right. So this company, a new wave of startups are using deep learning to build synthetic voice actors for digital assistants, video game characters, and corporate videos. Yep. The company blog post drips with enthusiasm of a 90s U.S. infomercial. Well Said Labs describes what clients can expect from its 8 new digital voice actors. Tobin is energetic and insightful. Paige is poised and expressive. Ava is polished, self-assured, and professional. Each one is based on a real voice actor whose likeness, with consent, has been preserved using AI. Companies can now license these voices to say whatever they need. They simply feed some text into the voice engine, and one will spool a crisp audio clip of a natural sounding performance. And here's a good example. The name of the company is Well Said, one word, WELLSAID. And here's an example of a AI voice narrator in action. Let's pick the shortest one. How about right there?
Erin is the senior AI editor at MIT Technology Review, covering the field's cutting-edge research and its impacts on society. She writes a weekly newsletter called The Algorithm, which was named one of the best newsletters on the internet in 2019 by the Webby Awards. Her work has also won a front page award and been shortlisted for the Sigma and Emmys Awards. Prior to joining the publication, she was a tech reporter and data scientist at Quartz and an application engineer at the first startup to spin out of Hubble X. She received her Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering and minor in Energy Studies from MIT.
There you go. So what do you think? Is that impressive AI? Does that sound human enough to fool your ear and make you believe that it's an actual human speaking and not like an AI concoction of our robot overlords? Right? I mean, think about it. So if you want to do your own podcast now, you don't even need a microphone. You literally just get one of this gizmo things. Actually, I want to pull up the website because I'm curious and see what the cost is. If it's an easy, it's probably not easy. You probably have to contact a salesperson. But imagine you can have your own podcast now without even having a microphone, because you just type what you want to be said and you synthesize it, and bam, you get whoever this guy is, Microsoft Sam, or whoever's going on to do this for yourself. But let's see. Let's take a look at this. Well Said Labs. I'm gonna search this. It's a little weird of them to not link it in the article, but we're gonna find them. We're gonna track these fools down on the interwebs. There it is. wellsaidlabs.com, and going to link it for your convenience if you want to check it out and hire a professional AI voice actor. Yeah. All right. With Well Said, you and your team can create voiceover for all your digital content. All it takes is one click. All right. Let's they've got the play samples. Let's check that out. Let's try it for free. Oh, it's going to want my information. All right. I'm going to try this. Let's see. Oh, here's pricing. Here we go. Creative. $99 a month for 750 downloads, 50 projects, 21 voice avatars, 1,000 characters clip, and unlimited retakes, live chat support, and commercial use. There you go. For the low price of $100 a month. Yeah, there it is. I'm gonna do a free trial of this, and I'm gonna try some things, because why the hell not, right? There you go. Gibby, I can vouch for Mike. His voice hasn't changed much in 3 years. That's because I'm an android. I thought you guys knew this. I'm an actual robot. You didn't know that? Yeah, right. Quint, what's up? Robert says, can we be sure that is really you speaking, Michael? Yeah, no. I'm an android. I'm AI. I'm here to erase your brains. It's basically built into an algorithm in my voice, the actual tone and timbre of my voice as I speak. And the longer you listen to me, the more I'm destroying your brain cells. See? It's built in. It's built in. I just admitted it. And the best thing you can do is when you admit it, right? Nobody believes you. They're like, why would he say that if that's true? The reverse mind fuck. Now I got you thinking about it. Anyway, choose the plan that's right for you and your team, and there you go. So I'm gonna try this because it's got a free trial, and why not? Let's try some weirdness. Oh, more of an alien, huh? More of an alien? Okay, anyway, all good. Oh, here you go. Oh, this is nice. They've got more. I didn't think I was going to be so enthralled with this, but I didn't realize they had all these sweet actual examples here. Let's see. Let's listen to, so we heard a male voice. Let's listen to Paige. Hi, Paige. Tell us something nice.
Classical thermodynamics deals with states of dynamic equilibrium. The state of a system at thermodynamic equilibrium is the one for which some thermodynamic potential is minimized, or for which the entropy is maximized for specified conditions. One such potential is the Helmholtz free energy, for a system with surroundings at controlled constant temperature and volume.
I gotta say, it's definitely more impressive than Microsoft Mic, right? I mean, Microsoft Mic is kind of, obviously a bad robot, right?
Well Said Labs describes what clients can expect from its 8 new digital voice actors. Tobin is energetic and insightful. Paige is poised and expressive. Ava is polished, self-assured, and professional.
Now, clearly, Microsoft Mike can't read it like I can, but, he's a robot, and you don't have to pay him. So, you know what I mean? He's got a big advantage over me. So, anyway, in any case, I thought this was kind of cool. I'll check it out. I'll see if I can maybe add some cool projects with this, and who the hell knows, right? Maybe I can replace myself. How amazing would that be? I'm like, well, I typed out the essay, and I'm going to hit play, and there's your show tonight as this guy, Wade C., speaks and tells you what Michael Strange wanted to say. Anyway, I'm over it. Let's continue, shall we? Let's go to, we're okay. We're okay. You know what's up. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Matt's got it right. They won't say like and in between thoughts, right? And so maybe as a result of that, I'll gain some more listeners because that's one of my. Oops. Let me.
Thank you for calling Trouble.
It The phone line died. I just clicked it back in. Speaking of which, if you want to be part of the show, we're taking your phone calls, or you can join the Discord and be on the show that way. 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. Troubledminds.org. Get your ass in here. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, please do. Lots of smart people in here sharing links and ideas and all the rest of that. We got a fantastic community, and do join. Come say hi. Don't be shy. Come on now, don't be shy. All right, so as we continue trucking, let's do this. Let's unmute the tab, and all right, phone line's back up, and we're good. Let's go to this. Now, this is fantastic, right? We're going to file this one under, well, how could this go wrong? Well, as we talked about last night in, the alien or UFO censorship episode, as maybe it's going to become infamously known, the right here from TechDirt. Like I said, I can't say enough good stuff about TechDirt.com because they're always on top of the game with a lot of this censorship stuff and having smart discussions about specific things like Section 230 of the Internet Decency Act and things like this, right? So good stuff. There are good sources on the internet where you can find smart conversations, as you know, or else you wouldn't be here, right? So in any case, TechDirt.com says this: Facebook is banning anyone charged with participating in Capitol Hill insurrection. What? Yeah, okay. All right, thanks, Facebook. Thanks for protecting us from ourselves, you dirty assholes. Yeah, I can say that because Amazon is the one that owns Twitch. Facebook, you suck. All right, here we go. Facebook is banning anyone charged with participating in the Capitol Hill insurrection. Mark Gray spotted an interesting tidbit buried in a Washington Post story about online activism among Trumpist supporters. Most of the story is the usual stuff about how propagandists are finding each other and organizing movements online. Oh, how dare they, right? But it continues. There is some of the usual hand-wringing that is standard in these stories about how social media is enabling this kind of activity, though it also notes that users very quickly migrated to other welcoming sites, right? Well, no shit, because if you get banned or you're in Facebook jail 30 days at a time every 31 days, you're going to stop using Facebook. I mean, hell, it's not a hard thing. But anyway, so later in this article, the article claims that Facebook has a policy to shut down any account of anyone charged in the January 6th insurrection. Check this out right here. This is kind of unbelievable. Alan Hostetter, a former local police chief and yoga teacher, as well as a speaker at the June rally attended by the Post, was indicted on a charge of his alleged role in the insurrection on June 10th. Shortly after, he went back to Facebook Live, YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, and several other services, filming himself working on the beach in San Clemente in a free man baseball cap. He decried the January 6th riot as a false flag staged event and a fake surrection because he believed infiltrators were in the crowd. Yep, you guessed it. Within hours, his accounts were banned on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook says that it does not allow people charged in the insurrection on the platform and that it may fact-check claims that the riot was staged. Spotify and YouTube removed the videos a week later. Sounds like a conspiracy, no? Sounds like a conspiracy to me. Like I always say, right? Conspiracies are everywhere. Just not everything is a conspiracy. But in this case, this definitely is a conspiracy by the technocrats to erase people with political leanings different than their own. And for all we know, this dude is a registered Democrat, right? Like I am, by the way. Have I mentioned that? It doesn't matter, though, because like I said, the thing about all this intersectionality and all the BS of the political world, people don't care. Like, they don't care. They're going to see light skin, right? And they're going to think, oh, I know what this guy's up to, right? Even though I'm, by the way, Mexican. Like I said, I'm the lightest dude in my whole family. Everybody else is brown hair, brown eyes. My brother's got a legit, like, one of those Mexican goatees. Like you nobody would look at my brother and go, no, he's not a Mexican. He's a Mexican, right? And he's my brother. Look at me. So I'm a little bit lighter skinned, so beat me to death with a brick. Yeah, it's all good, right? No, I'm just kidding. I don't mean that for the censors. I mean, don't do that. Violence is bad no matter what. But you see, like, it's stupid. It's stupid to, in any capacity, label people based on the color of their skin. It's just dumb. Because guess what, right? If you're like, kill Whitey, and then you kill Whitey, and Whitey's a Mexican, right? You know what I mean? It's all stupid anyway, because you shouldn't be killing anybody. But you see what I'm saying? It's just dumb. The whole thing's dumb, and you guys know this. You're smart, and that's why you're here. But it's like I said, they will not check your political affiliation or your brown guy card as they drag you from the car and beat you to death with bricks. And that's just a fact of the matter. So, yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame. But, yeah, so Facebook is doing this. They're trimming you out, and you're not allowed. And, yeah. So all that stuff I said about killing people, I didn't mean any of that. It was like grotesque examples of where this may lead. All right? No violence. I don't think violence should happen, etc. So on. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Let's see. We have a phone call coming in, which we'll take in just a moment here. And we'll continue talking about this stuff. You guys know the drill. Troubled Minds News. I'm Mike Strange. This is 702-957-1037. Let's go to Chantel in Ohio. Welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm getting the feedback. Okay, let me turn the sound off completely here so I don't hear myself. Okay, I gotta say, your show last night really made me angry.
You're welcome.
About talking talking about now. And you know what? I'm jumping all over. I know. Richard Dolan predicted this was going to happen. That they had what they called the Nothing Burger disclosure thing, and he said that he felt that things would actually maybe pull back, and there's a faction that is fighting to keep things secret. Well, if they can now label us as dangerous because we're conspiracy theorists and one thing leads to another, well, that's going to marginalize us even more than we already are. I mean, over 50% of the people now, they say in this country, believe that at least something is out there and that there is probably other life, if it's not even already here. But when they come out with these articles, and a couple weeks ago I saw one similar to this, they're being seeded somehow. And Sam Harris, who had said that he had been approached by the government, that he wants to help prepare for disclosure, I think you mentioned on one of your shows, he was one of these that was kind of going the conspiracy route about us. And then to add to the stupidity, you want to talk about racism against reptilians.
Thank goodness I'm not the only one who thought that was dumb. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Incredibly stupid.
No, it's okay. Yes, they're reaching for anything they can. Like the Nordics are good because they're white, and the reptilians, because they're dark, they're bad. Well, for one thing, they're freaking scary. But this is so idiotic. The whole thing is just so idiotic. But they keep trying to divide us more and more. One other thing, and I missed the beginning of the show because I had to get groceries for my mother-in-law who's sick with probably the results of her shot that she got. She's a lot older than I am. She got the second shot in April. Since then, every month she gets these horrible welts that come out, and they itch. It's like poison ivy. Every month she's coming out with these. And then she's had a flu. Okay, so I had to get groceries for her, but...
You're allowed.
Oh, dear Lord.
God bless you for taking care of her.
Yes, okay, so I missed the beginning. I don't know if you spoke about this, but the thing that I heard, I could not stay away from the TV last night watching about Biden saying they are going to be sending people door to door to check on, or to encourage people to get vaccinated. So my thought is, if you don't go to the door, well, they've got your name and address. If you go to the door and say you don't want it, they've got your name and address. So what is the next step? What is the next step? And they say that they've got the right to do this because they spent billions of dollars on us trying to keep us safe.
Yep, I saw that. That's the justification, right?
It's just scary.
How dare we waste their money that they're spending trying to save our lives, right? But hold on.
We just knew they didn't care about us.
Well, exactly.
What?
Yeah, I saw that.
The thing of it, oh my! Okay, go ahead. I'll shut up.
No, you go ahead. This is where you come to vent. Go right ahead. Let it out, Chantel. Let it out.
Well, I do all the time, believe me. But anyways, the thing of it is, okay, they're saying most of the outbreaks now are occurring with people who've been vaccinated. Okay, and you see experts who say that it really doesn't help. It doesn't protect against it. It doesn't keep from spreading. Okay, if this is the case and the government is giving $1 million in Ohio, they were giving $1 million prize to the winner for getting vaccinated. Okay, if it's not really protecting, what the heck is in it? And why are they pushing to get every man, woman, and child and baby vaccinated? What is really going on? There's really something dark here, I think.
It does seem...
And I'm probably going to get you kicked off the internet. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Let's just leave it at it does seem odd, doesn't it? I think I saw somewhere today they're now declaring it's about 38% effective against the Delta variant. Something like this, like the Pfizer one, I think. But it's like, wait, what? So you're basically saying that this is not effective against pretty much any variant, and the more of course, the more it mutates and further it gets away from the original strains, that we're going to need more and more and more of these shots. Again, right? Something doesn't seem right here. Something definitely seems off with this. And then I'm with you. I didn't talk about going door to door, but that's what they said. They're going to come door to door, and I hear people like defending this. Like I don't know if you guys. I've played him a clip or two on the show. He's called Beau of the Fifth Column on YouTube. He does these 5 little YouTube videos, and he's basically, he's like a. He doesn't think he is. He says he's an independent thinker, but he does. He basically defends the blue side, right? That's what he does. And so he was talking about. Well, you guys, it's not illegal to knock on your door. You don't have to answer, right? And he's trying to equate it to like somebody, like a lawn care company knocking on your door to like say, hey, we can, fertilize or mow your lawn, right? No, this is the federal government, people. It's not the same thing at all.
Exactly.
You have no damn business in my health, period. And you should not be knocking on my door as a result of it, period.
I know.
It's not the same thing at all.
And with Google Earth, they can see your house and see. It's like they're closing in on us.
Yeah, it's not. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you. This is your phone call. Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Well,
it's Friday.
I was just going to say that they were showing the CNN reporter who was asking that Jen Psaki, the redhead, why the government was not going to force people to get shots. And, I mean, my God, these are newscasters. They aren't even investigating. They aren't even looking beyond. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's getting to me, we have gone through so much. But you can't let down your guard for a minute because they keep thinking up new things. And it's really frightening.
Agreed, 100%. And if that was a real press corps, they should be asking about Fourth Amendment violations, right? They should be asking about
Exactly.
HIPAA violations. They should be asking about things like that. They shouldn't be saying, well, why aren't we going to force everybody to do it? Like, well, because this isn't China. Let's start with that.
Exactly.
For a good example.
Yeah.
It's not good. I'm with you. It's not good. It's and the press is just a brainwashing, like we always talk about. It is what it is, and it's unfortunate. And I agree with you 100%. You cannot let your guard down for a moment, because they will will press it on you. And again, like I said, I'm not against it. If you want to take it yourself and you think it helps you, go get it. You know,
it should be free choice. It should be your choice, just like a regular flu shot. I mean, for God's sake.
Yep, and that's what this is going to turn into.
This is unprecedented.
It's ugly.
I mean, I'm still stocking up toilet paper. I can't even get in my walk-in closet because I figure the minute I stop stockpiling everything, all hell's going to break loose.
It's going to happen again. I will keep scouting it out down here, and if toilet paper becomes thin, I'll let you know. You guys will be the first to know.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We'll get together and make
sure. And by the way,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm a former Democrat too.
Yeah, no, I'm still a Democrat. I'm still.
Oh, I'm still registered as one, but I don't toe the party line anymore.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, because we realized it was a mistake. Towing any party line is a mistake at this point. Yeah. So yeah, agreed.
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
They're all liars.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm done.
Happy Friday, Chantel. Hang in there. Keep your guard up. Thanks for the call. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. There you go. Easy as that. See, you can call and we can be friends, and that's what this is about, right? It's about meeting great people and sharing great ideas. And fantastic call from Chantel in Ohio. And this is what this is about. This is what this is about: sharing our thoughts together, and not hating each other, not being stupid about things. And let's continue, shall we? Let's see. What is this? Let's just burn through this and finish this up. We're a little bit over time, but it's okay because it is Friday. It is our show. We can do whatever the hell we want. Nobody telling us when to start and nobody telling us when to end. So let's keep on rolling here. Let's keep on rolling. All right. This is from the New York Times, and they've locked me out because, well, I didn't pay them their thing there. So I'm gonna real quick use the Dwayne Dibley trick. So there's the phone number if you guys want to be part of the show. 702-957-1037. And let's get a quick archive of this New York Times article. And headline is this: to catch teenage gamers after curfew, Chinese company deploys facial recognition. Yeah, right. Exactly why what Chantel was saying. Well, the reason why we're not going to force people to take this thing is because, it's not China. This is not China. But anyway, Tencent Games says it has been using facial recognition to enforce China's rules on how much time people under 18 can spend playing video games. All right, there you go. There it is. Recognizing that wily teenagers may try to use their parents' devices or identities to circumvent the restrictions, the Chinese internet conglomerate Tencent, Tencent, just like it sounds, Tencent, said this week that it would close the loophole by deploying facial recognition technology in its video games. Neat, right? So cool. I'm glad somebody's on this, because this was a problem. Those damn kids playing them damn video games. How dare they, right? And of course, there you go. Gibby says that's our future you're talking about. Exactly right. Facial recognition on every device and tracking every single thing you do. And who said George Orwell was wrong? Yep, George Orwell was completely right. Here we go. A couple more and we'll finish this up. ScienceAlert.com. Back to this website. Pretty good stuff. An entire swarm of black holes has been caught moving through the Milky Way. I don't think we talked about this when I saw this article a couple times, but I don't think I did it on the news show. If I did, correct me if I'm wrong. It all gets blended in my head sometimes. But here we go. A fluffy cluster of stars spilling across the sky may have a secret hidden in its heart. A swarm of over 100 stellar mass black holes. If this finding can be validated, it will explain how the cluster came to the way it is, with the stars spaced light years apart, smearing out into a stellar stream stretching across 30,000 light years. The star cluster in question is called Palomar 5, located around 80,000 light years away. Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool that, we're finding, it seems to be we're finding more and more black holes, and this is in our Milky Way Way galaxy, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Actually, maybe not this one, but we're finding more and more black holes, and it's maybe, so I think maybe this is part of the issue, right, with this dark energy thing, dark matter, actually. Maybe it's just undetected black holes, and that's well, yeah, it could be. I don't know. Anyway, let's finish this up. Let's go to this. Speaking of China and doing the facial recognition and shutting you down from playing too many video games, watch this. BBC reports, yep, you guessed it, more laws aimed at things like this. Influencers react to Norway photo edit law. Welcome honesty or a shortcut? Yep, that's right. So, let's see. A new law in Norway is coming into force that will mean social media influencers can't post modified photos without declaring what they've done. The rules will affect any paid posts across all social media platforms as part of an effort to reduce body pressure among young people. Quote, we need this law. Madeline Peterson, 26, is an Instagram influencer. I'm not going to read this. Anyway, I put the link in there, and yeah, so they're saying that because of the people being suicidal because they think everybody on Instagram is beautiful. Well, newsflash, everybody on Instagram is photoshopped, and they use these things. See this right here? This thing I'm using, this is actually a snap filter. You know why? Because I have rosacea, and because I don't, like I've said before, I don't want you guys to see the red splotches migrating across my face, right? So it helps, right? It means I don't have to wear makeup. I can be on camera. That's why I was never on camera before. Not because I was shy or any of that, because it was gross, right? And it's not as bad as it looks, because we're always hard on the way we look personally, but it's not that bad. But you know what I mean? So this would be illegal without disclosing that I'm using a filter of sorts in Norway. And this is what's happening, right? Like, this is the world we live in. Like, instead of really like teaching people, hey, that shit is fake, right? That shit you see on Instagram, the shit you see on TV, Hollywood, Angelina Jolie, like, they probably blended up babies and then smeared it on her face. And I say that darkly sarcastically, right? But you know what I mean? Like, you don't just look like that. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. All right. Now, that was gross, and I'm sorry about the babies joke, but you get my point. It's like this is not a normal thing. Like, people look like people. And instead of teaching youngsters that the things they see on TV are not real, I had a what was it? Not sociology. I can't remember. In high school, I remember this guy. He said, he was a teacher I had, and he said, he's all, for crying out loud, the people on TV don't even have pores in their faces. And he's right. He was totally right then, and he's still right. He was right way back then, and he's still right. And of course now, not only do they not have pores on their faces, they have that beautiful porcelain skin, as can be seen on Instagram. And if you don't look like that, well, you're an ugly, right? And you should feel down about the way you look. No, why don't we just teach people that's fake? Like, again, now we have these laws. It's just disgusting. Anyway, we're done. Happy Friday, guys. Thanks again for hanging out with us. Like I said, I always know that you could be doing a million other things, and you spend your time with me and with the rest of us here, so I appreciate that quite a lot. And we're going to do more. We're not done here. We're starting to gain some momentum with this show. People are finding us from all over the damn place. I don't know where, but it's happening, and so we're going to keep on going, keep on pushing this. So Monday through Thursday on Fringe, we'll still do the Monday news show and the Friday news show. And like I said, if we have interest and people will call in, maybe we'll do Friday night just kind of free-for-all call-in shows, and we'll just get together and vent. You let me know if there's a super interested in that. We could do that, and that's what's up. But let's finish this up. Let's say thank you to the folks that have subbed up and helped with the show here, and appreciate that a lot. Like I said, as we start to get in out of the red and into the black a little bit, I'll have you know I'm taking what money is there and I'm just putting it back into ads, so that people can find us and grow the show that way. So I'm not going to go buy myself a new car. Well, there's not enough money for that. Point being, it's a few bucks a day type of thing, but it goes right back in to ads, discoverability for people finding us. So all of that helps. If you guys want to help the show, the people have helped the show with subbing up to Twitch, joining the Patreon, all that, every little bit helps, because it helps discoverability on the other end. Because I did buy a little bit of Google ads, and it's working. It's starting to work. So So I do know they're finding us that way. The other ways, I think the regular discoverability is happening, in the old-fashioned way, through possibly word of mouth and some other things. So in any case, it is good. It's happening, and I don't know. Like, that's why I always ask when people show up new in the Discord, how'd you find us? Because right, I want to know. I want to know where to put the most traction. But anyway, now that I bored you to tears about what's happening with that, again, happy Friday. Thanks for the call, Chantel. Thanks everybody for hanging out and listening. Let's play this and let's do our thing. Let's do the Star Wars crawl. If I've missed anybody or mispronounced your name, let me know. We'll add you to the list. Huge thank you to all of our amazing supporters. Join the list today, and let's go. Twitch subs. Here we are. Thanks to AJ Dare, Alien Nichan. Thank you to Dark Devious, 40s AM. Also, shout out to 40s AM for all the gift subs. Thank you for that. Ident, what's up, Johnson? Thank you, J-Up, Jay from New York. Noble Kal-El, what's up, Bailey? We also got Not the Golf Channel. Robert, Quint67. We got Sneaky Carnival, Super Vike 1. Satan Claus is Jill from Florida. What's up, guys? Patreon supporters. Thank you, Alien Nichan, Axel Steele, Dark Devious, Dwayne Dibley, Hell21, J-Up, Matt Sal, and last but not least, Twigs. Thank you very much, guys. Again, like I said, the more you push and the more you want to help with things like that, the more I'll just put it right back into ads and discoverability, and we'll just blow this show the hell up. So your support means the world to me. Thank you for spending your time with us, with me, and that's it. That's what we're done. Happy Friday. Don't get too down about the news, because it is just doom and gloom. Keep your head up. Like Chantel said, keep your head up and don't let your guard down. That needs to be a t-shirt. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you on Monday for more Troubled Minds news. Actually, we might have, stay tuned to the Discord, because we may have an announcement on Sunday about a role-play show with Axel Steele. So there you go. We might have a special show this weekend on Sunday. So there you go. That's what's happening. Join the Discord. We'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend.